I'm still
We're going for a record tonight, right?
Yep.
For a
Fastest
non like game broadcast record for shortest pod. See, Dustin's already saying fuck it. I'm out of here.
We can just do that?
Just keep going. Just go.
Is it like 2 a.m. again, or you can just go take a nap?
Come back, and we're still sitting here talking. Oh Jesus! I didn't realize until I think it was like Friday at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Dustin's headphones are wireless, and he can hear us the entire time, and he could even talk to us if he wanted to. I don't think he wants to though anymore.
I didn't realize you can hook up earbuds to computers and stuff through the Bluetooth.
Oh yeah.
I know I could do it to my TV. I know I could do it to my computer.
Zoe's coming out.
I like that your daughter has the lead mic for this podcast.
I'm going with a little bit of the 24-hour podcast. I'll just get up and leave at any point without saying anything, which I think not a bad move.
It worked out well Friday. I mean, there was. Well, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the quickest podcast we're ever going to have. Welcome to Bring It. We got to do it quick. D-Money, what's happening? What you drinking?
This is a Polar water. It's a quick one tonight. We're out. I don't need a drink tonight.
Beautiful.
Mailman.
Coco, what's going on? What you drinking?
I'm also going with the San Pellegrino again. This is probably my first repeat in a long time.
It is. Mailman, what's happening, baby? What you drinking?
Sweet tea.
Beautiful. And I got the Goose Island Bourbon County Bread Bananas Foster Stout.
Ooh, how is the Bananas Foster one? Those ones are usually high in alcohol for.
This one is. I wish I could find where it is, but it's you can taste it. You can taste the booze in it, and I don't know why I decided for this one for the 20-minute pod. And I even said it to Dustin back in. I'm like, we'll just go until this bottle's gone. Bottle's gone. Dustin's like, fuck you. I've got 20 minutes. That's it.
We're at 17 and a half minutes left. I'll keep an eye on that clock.
Coco is counting down. Coco has a little counter.
I'm looking at the thing that says live.
It was a cooking timer.
Oh, Jesus. You guys with that bullshit again.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that cooking segment. The guest on the cooking segment was, where the fuck did we find him? I don't know what his name was, because that wasn't Josh Moore.
It got us through like 2 hours of time.
He was fine at that point. At that point, he was fine. When I came back on at 6 a.m., that's when I was like, oh, my.
I signed out at like 6:20, and he was taking a shot while I was coming on.
He would stick out his shot glass at his camera to no one in particular. He wouldn't say a word. He would just rip a shot and then just go, cowards. Fuck.
Like, Morris, you're about to die, and we've got to be here for another. At that point, it was like another 19 hours.
He did push it. He pushed it through the night.
He pushed it into the morning too.
He pushed too hard, I heard.
He pushed
real good. I finally have
won an indoor tournament. Imagine that.
It's easy being Josh.
I also have Benigno's name down finally. Benigno. Yeah. We finally had it going.
Not Hispanic.
The Hispanic Italian.
Yeah.
In case you haven't figured out, we went live for a couple hours this past weekend. That 24-hour podcast. We were raising money for the Bellefontaine family up in Nova Scotia, who Lee was in a bad accident. So we raised a lot of money. I got to take a look. I don't have the total from me, but I think we're pushing 85. I know there are a couple people after the pod that want to donate. You can send the Venmo, Bring It Pod, or message one of us. But what I'm gonna do is I'm keeping it away from GoFundMe because they take 3%. I'm just going to get a cashier's check and send it up. What is it? $7? Yeah. See you later.
Yeah, but that's crazy. I understand why they do it, but that's crazy, man.
Well, I'm glad. Was it you Mike, that said it?
Yeah.
That next day.
Yeah, because I mean, I've heard that in the past that the GoFundMe takes a percentage of it. So it's cool to get the GoFundMe because everyone could just jump on there and donate to it. But in the long run, if you could just set something up and they could just Venmo it to people, it's actually helps the cause better because they're not taking a percentage of it.
Right.
GoFundMe would have gotten over $10 an hour from our stream.
Yeah,
It would have been $300. It would have got like $255, something like that.
yeah, it's crazy.
You know what? Also, we could do if we want to really eat into that donation. We could send them, like in those big checks that they give away at golf tournaments.
Yeah. When like Happy Gilmore tried to go and cash it.
yeah.
We could do it at the PIF.
Or my favorite.
We could present Billy with the
yeah.
It's actually pretty awesome.
When Duke's from semi-pro, he goes, just he wanted to take the big check home. He got a check for $10,000.
That's right. Oh, that's fucking hysterical. But yeah, so we did that this weekend, and we're back, and we got 14 minutes left. This is kind of like when this is a completely different look at the number. At the end of the stream, it was like, fuck, we've only got 2 hours left. Like, let's raise some money, but let's try to stay alive. Now it's like we have 14 minutes left, and bye.
Yeah.
Let's try to speed up time.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend, it was a blur. It was all just a blur. I remember the beginning and the end, like, very well. Everything in between, I'm just like, oh.
I said to myself, I'm going to go back and watch some of the stuff where I was either sleeping or missed it, and then I was like, that's too much work.
I went back and looked at them, and I was like, I should timestamp these, and then I was like, no.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. Maybe when I'm in my meeting tomorrow, I'll do that.
I mean, all the guests were phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
they made it happen. They were the ones who pushed everybody through the 24 hours.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah.
We gave away 18 prizes.
plus the
Is it
shirts.
18?
That's just the prizes.
Right.
And then the T-shirts we gave away was another
24.
and a little more.
Okay.
I think we did a couple extras for some other ones. No, that was 24. But yeah, I mean, and then I thought there was like 3 or 4 we were throwing something too. I mean, we gave away a ton of stuff, and there was still gifts coming in, right, D, during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to ask you guys who gave some of these gifts because I forgot that people came on and were like, I'm going to do this. And I was like, looking at my sheet, I'm like, no one put that in there.
Like Pete with Swing Cartel there, he was like, yeah, I'll donate an axe bat. I'm like, fuck it, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Thanks. But yeah, thanks to all of our guests that came on. It was funny because Amanda was asking me the same thing the next morning. She was like, what was your favorite part? And I was like, there really wasn't. Like, there wasn't anything that really like stood out. There was my least favorite. Having Chris Benigno on with Josh Moore was tough. Like, that was like getting me ready for parenthood.
You know what my favorite is? Obviously, it was the three amigos, man. In the morning.
The best.
Yeah, they were the best. They could have gone all day.
They could have done 48-hour podcasts, just the three.
Yeah.
I liked Rip's segment. I wasn't here for it.
Yeah, I have to watch his because
he has
Rip is
so
always
many
great.
good ideas for the game.
Yeah.
And the whole like Vieira setup when you guys went through that, to change that around. I was like, that, it makes a lot of sense, man.
Yeah, I want to watch his because he's been in softball for a while and the women's game too.
Well,
was
great.
That's part of the Vieira thing that he was talking about. And I was like, that would be cool.
And then you went into Jen Naparata right after Rip, which was perfect because you had Rip. We talked about the women's game as well, and then you go into Jen Naparata where it's like this is how we promote the women's game. So it was it was awesome.
Who scheduled this thing?
I don't know. That guy knew what he was doing. D, you did okay, buddy.
Apology now.
I mean, but I was going back through the schedule again, and I'm looking. I'm like, I said it to Amanda like 4 times on Saturday. I'm like, fucking D scheduled this thing out perfectly.
Yeah.
It worked out. I thought the people coming on during Saturday they were going to be longer, but I think you did well to keep them to like they got to the hour segments were like 45 minutes, and then it gave you guys like kind of like a reset point. You know what I mean? Some of them were back to back and pretty quick, but there were times where it was like,
Plug your computer in.
let's sit here for 10 minutes and just recoup and go to the bathroom maybe.
I'll tell you what, I don't know. Travis sent me a message Saturday. He loved it, man. He said it was great. He had a ball. Big Daddy
Travis
Hack.
Tucker?
Sorry. No.
Oh, Honey Holcomb. Honey Holcomb.
Yeah,
No, Big Daddy Hacks is done. Travis is not a name. It's Honey Holcomb here.
He had a blast, man. He couldn't get over how much of a good time he had.
There was one time Saturday early afternoon, and J-Ro's like, you know what? Well, we're going to take the next 10, 15 minutes here. We have some prizes to give out. And then I looked down, and there was just a guest was already waiting. And J-Ro, you're just like, and so, yeah, we're just going to bring the guest right on in now. And I was like, that's not what we just talked about. Just kept on
well,
going.
you know what? That Saturday, was it morning or afternoon?
It was right before. I think it was right before I jumped on because I jumped on and I was like, we have a shitload of stuff to get rid of.
Yeah.
There was like 3 or 4 hours lined up on the t-shirts. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, and that was part of the thing that got tough there was as Mikey Snyder's got daddy daycare going on in the background.
Oh man.
That was the thing that got tough was like, you're right. Like we went senior hour into Rip, into Jen, which were very much like bang, 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 right back into, Keith, Jimmy, and Frank. It was just kind of very, and then some stuff was moving around behind the scenes too. But I mean, you never know that, what things look like behind the scenes. But man, Rhino, how about Rhino jumping on a couple times? Chad Kendrick joined us. He was like, oh, hey, I'm here. Like during an hour break, and Chad jumped on. Chris Benigno. Who else? Oh, Wally. We had a Wally sighting at 5 a.m.
And Wally won the Anarchy bet, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yes, he did.
love it.
Wally just throwing out answers to the immaculate grid. And Wally, why don't you just come on and talk instead? Keep us away from Josh.
Well, and then Tim Kress was another one of somebody that was just like, you should talk to this guy. So for all you senior guys out there that get on us for not covering the senior game enough or not knowing it, we got it. We got senior ball covered well for you.
Yeah, I mean, it started with JBI. Friday night, right? Then Kirby was on. Kirby was talking about it. I mean, just almost all of our guests.
Technically,
really were
Heaven.
talking about it. Heaven kicked it off with his bat review.
Here's Benigno already in here saying we're taking Tuesday off. We were until it's going to be 7 more. You got 7 more minutes of us.
Jiro, how many pages of notes did you end up with?
A lot. I actually have a lot here.
Dustin sent me a message and he's like, hey, did you realize we had dirty sports like that we wore? And I was like, let me look. And it's in my notes. It never clicked.
Yeah, in 2016 we had dirty shorts for part of our
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Look at that
championship.
And then we had let's see. So I did a final tally after everything was done. I wore 12 different shirts. I had 25 beverages, 2 martinis, 2 peanut butter jelly and fluffs, 4 sausages, and 1 gallon of water over 24 hours. And a lot of Zins.
You came in hot. You came in hot with that second peanut butter jelly and fluff.
Yeah.
That thing was like you just came in and you were like, it's all 3. And you just were killing it. Like you didn't even let us ask. It was just like I'm converted. I'm all in.
So I had like some rice cakes. I had some like trail mix, and I was thinking, I'm like, well, we're all here. I'm like, PB and like that sandwich is soft, so it's quiet to eat on the microphone because I don't eat on the mic ever. But now I might have found the one food I can.
No, you crushed an entire container of sausages.
No, there was still 6 left. I cooked off 2 packages, so I had 10 total, and I was doing that behind the scenes for the most part.
for the until you came out with fucking 2 fingers of them. You're like, look at these sausages.
That saved me for the rest of Saturday, because without those, I was done. Because Amanda was like, "Have you eaten it all?" I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
without eating, yeah.
It's weird how it's
Tough.
important.
Sunday. Okay, so, Snyder, we'll start with you. So after you were playing at a tournament, you were up with us through Honey Holcomb for a bit and then got up early and jumped on. How are you feeling Sunday? I mean, you had a little different day Sunday.
Bro, I was dead. So I literally drove to that, got up at 6, hopped back on, drove to Orlando, played 5 games, left at 11 o'clock at night, got home around 1:30, took a shower, packed a car, took a little nap, and was back in Orlando at 9 o'clock to pick Hummer up at the airport.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's
And then
ridiculous.
We tried to get into our Airbnb early, couldn't get it in. I stood outside for like 2 hours just hanging out, talking, enjoying the sun. The lady across the street was cutting her grass with a machete. I'll send you guys a video. It's hilarious.
This is Florida.
We got in there. I sat down on the couch. I closed my eyes, and Hummer's like, "Wake up! McCaffrey just fumbles." I'm like, I thought I slept through the whole game. Yeah, I was dead, man. I was tired. I'm still tired.
Oh, shit. Coco, how are you? Because you had the kids the next day too. Like weren't you running around? No, you were supposed to do stuff during the day of the podcast. That's right. So how was
Right,
Sunday
so-
for you? Did you cook those great sliders?
I did, and they loved them. Cooper loved it, and you know what? It's not about you; it's about
They
them.
can't-
I do it for the
they can't
kids.
tell
I do
you
it for
they
the kids
suck.
in the hospital.
They're not going to lie to you.
No, they don't care enough. They'll eat whatever and be like, "This is bad." Dude, one time they did that for like Thanksgiving meal. I was like, "What do you want to eat?" I made exactly that. Then he goes, "I don't like this mac and cheese." Cooper just looks at me, and goes, "Dad, I'm so sorry. No one likes your food." And I was like, "Your empathy is amazing, but
That's all.
just eat the food."
That's great. D, how were you on Sunday?
Sunday,
I mean,
I was great.
you had your in-laws over for dinner on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. So went right into dinner right from the podcast.
Mhm.
Tried to watch an entire episode of Fargo, did not get through it. Went to sleep, and I slept in on Sunday, which was nice.
What was sleeping in?
Probably like 8 o'clock.
I only got to 7.
That's pretty fucking good when,
Yeah.
Good.
when you have a kid.
That was real good.
So,
Nice.
yeah, I don't know.
Real
Yeah.
good.
How about you, Jero?
How are you, Jero?
Oh.
What-
Ooh, well,
Sore.
after we got off, I broke down for about an hour. I think just everything hit me of like I slept for 40 minutes. Like I think everything finally hit me, and so I did at 8. I thought I was good. I played a game and a half of COD and went to bed. Slept at 7:30. I felt great Sunday, even better some Monday. Like it was just like it was normal. So that's fucking terrifying. That my body is okay with 40 minutes of sleep.
Well, you'll need that talent.
Yes.
in a few
Yeah,
minutes.
that'll be huge. Except it's every day though. So
That's
But you're gonna have to practice making a bottle with your eyes closed because you're gonna be sleepwalking, making a bottle and trying to.
J-Rose accidentally just slipping a
Is that
nipple
what
in.
it's-
Whoops.
That's exactly what. That's why I got these big meaty titties. Well, listen, I want to. We're gonna start wrapping. We're gonna start wrapping up here. I want to run through and thank all of the guests. Heaven with Softball Uncensored, aka Evan Hardy, Swing Cartel. We had Pete Lang joined us as well with Heaven. JBI, Rhino, a couple times. Chris Benino, Chad Kendrick. Why am I throwing the S on there? Daddy Hacks, Honey Holcomb. I guess we got to thank Josh Moore.
Josh Moore.
Wally for joining us as well. Then Brett Helmer, John Hickey, and Kirby Murphy to kick off a Saturday morning like we were back in little kids watching cartoons and eating cereal. Rip from Juneau, that new senior bat. He went from the interview here right to the park down the street from him to film content for Juneau, which I love seeing. Jen Napparato with Lady S&I. Heath Bloley, Jimmy Thurman, All-American Restoration, and then Frank Henry from Slugger Slow Pitch. Mike Cornell with Dee Marini, Mikey Manning and Sky DeLorge with Resmondo, Britt Noons and Dustin Aruda with the ENL Hitathon to grow more money for Belly Timothy Kress, and then Darren Bell, who is Belly's teammate, was Belly's teammates with the Pirates. So
It
thanks
was
to
cool to
everybody.
hear. It was cool to hear those guys get on here.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bell was great.
hmm
Yeah. Do you want to run through the donations, or you want me to? God, I got them here.
If you got them, go for it.
You know, thanks to Pete Lang with Swing Cartel, who donated an Axe bat as the night was going on. Let's see, we got Danielle with Big Dog Apparel, Keith getting us the Sports World Jeremy Swayman picture, Brett Helmer for the bats, gloves. You know, Helmer really stepped up and donated a lot here. Mike Almeida with OSS, a nice OSS apparel package going out. Snyder and Kevin Lanyon with Anarchy Bat. Mike Cornell with D. Marini. TB for the BYB package. Frank Henry with Slugger Slow Pitch. We gave away a Louisville Slugger, one-piece Andy Purcell. Scotty DeLorge and Mike Manning for the Resi Bat. Matt Angelillo with a Water Bat and Grip. Helmer with another Mike and Glove. Rhino the Rep with a Rhino Bat that Dan Hawk won. Snyder you throwing in a couple bats there for the $8,000 mark was unreal.
Listen, hey, it's all about raising the money, and if you get people happy, 2 bats for somebody is awesome. Even Austin's bat. You think I was gonna let it sit there at $185? Hell no.
Hell no. And that ended up going for $225, which is still a steal.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously thanks to Keith Lowley and Jimmy Thurman with All American Restoration for the hourly shirts we gave away throughout the entire podcast. So, I'll throw it around the horn one last time here. Coco, any last thoughts?
Just thinking about it, like I'm so happy. The people I tell don't know anything I'm talking about, but the fact that we raised $8,200 plus everything that's going to keep coming in 24 hours, the bin is unreal. Thank you guys so much for everything that you allowed us to do with this too.
Good
Mailman,
shout
what you
out.
got? Yeah, I like the bin.
I still get the chills from this, man. People don't realize what happened in 24 hours and how many people are reached just around here. Never mind. This is all good. This is someone in Canada.
Mhm.
Like it's crazy the support that people give for the softball community. And it's a big thing for people to realize that. Like no one's too good for anybody. So just remember that.
I love that. I'm gonna go ahead and go before you, D. You're gonna wrap us up. D, what you did on the back end to set us up for this. You had the idea. I kind of pushed this a little bit to jump on it quick, and then kind of disappeared in the way you set all this up and how you had it laid out. D, you did a hell of a fucking job, and without you, this schedule and how seamless it went throughout the day wouldn't have happened. So thank you very much for that. Obviously, thank you to all our guests. Thank you to all of our donors. Thank you to you. Thanks to everybody that has become the bin. It's been a wild ride, right? Like this is now 3+ years. We're in our 4th season, and without you guys, we wouldn't be here. And like I always say, we have fun doing it, and we want to keep having fun doing it. When it's not fun anymore, we're fucking done. So. But thanks for everybody showing how great this great hobby and fun and sport we play is, and how much we can come together when time is needed. So, D, what you got, baby?
Yeah, man. It's just it's great that the community can come together like it is. Like we sit on here and we bitch about the stupid rules that this association comes up with, or that this guy is rated this, and yada yada yada. And I mean, I said it a bunch during the 24-hour podcast. There's a lot of assholes and shitheads in softball, right? But this weekend showed completely the opposite. And I think where the whole idea for, like, Hickey said, yeah, you guys should do a 24-hour podcast. And I was like, it's great. He also mentioned, donate that money somewhere. This was months ago, though. When something came up, I was like, that it just makes sense for us to do it now, and to give back to someone that has, touched our lives. So, I mean, it's awesome that we can help in the community give that to Belly and his family. Also $2,500. You know what I mean? Like that was to me. I was like, that's going to be a good goal. Like that's a good goal. Like that's what I was thinking originally. And Mike came in our chat and was like $100 to $200 an hour. I was like, that makes perfect sense. It's right in line with where we were kind of going. I was thinking we're going to get to 5,000 by the end of it. But I mean, for everyone to come out and show the support that they did, and dude, I mean, we can call it $8,500 at this point. Like we $6,000 past what our initial goal was. Where I didn't even know if we would get there.
Stop. You just said we were $6,000 past our initial goal. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And once we hit end and we stopped that third segment, because Facebook can't hold more than 8 hours, it took a long time to actually kind of set in with what was going on and what we had just done.
I still get the chills thinking about every time you say that.
And it's like that would happen to me. Like I was just thinking, like we just helped a family, just like randomly got them $8,500 in a time that they absolutely they need it. It's like I was like Mike said, I was getting chills after the fact and just like kind of wrapping my head around everything. And it's I'm glad that we have the reach that we do and the platform that we do, and we don't we can help in that sense. That is our way to help the community when it's in need. So I'm proud of all of you guys.
You too.
Proud of all the listeners, and I'm proud of you three, because we're doing good shit. Good shit.
And that's it. I love that you said that. Like, yeah, we come on here and we talk shit and have some fun and be stupid, but like, we do have a platform, right? Like, we do have a platform. So the ability to use it for good was awesome. We've done it in the past for some local stuff and little things. Not saying anything's little, but like more localized things, right? Like, but we weren't as big as we are now. And it's just kind of crazy seeing how it's all grown, and it's nice to use it. I got off and I texted my parents just because, they don't get the whole softball thing. And I was like, hey, listen to this. Still trying to make them realize this is actually a real thing.
I went upstairs and, like I said, we were having family dinner, and I was like, we just raised $8,500. Like, that's insane.
Well, we went a little longer. Sorry, D, but my beer is long.
It was actually on me. I sat here and
it was great.
It was worth it.
But that was awesome. We'll have a good show next week. We'll see you next week. We don't know what we're doing yet. We'll talk to you next week.
See you guys.